What if I told you that the biggest setback that you might face in life is not failure, but is rowing to somewhere that you really don't want to go to? I want all of you to close your eyes right now and imagine. Imagine that you're on a boat, alone, rowing in a stream, and you look around, and there you see that there's many other people on their own boats. You all are going on a stream. You look underneath and you realize this is a strong current. So you look forward, and that's when you understand I am going somewhere. You look closer. That's not where I want to go. That's not where my ideas, my beliefs will take me. I want to go somewhere else. What would you do? To every single person seated here, if you have done what I've said right now, what would you do in this scenario? You have two options right now. You can just choose the easy path, go with the flow, easy route, comfort, and just go where everyone else is going. Or you can identify the problem here. That's not where I want to go. So you take your paddle, put it in the water, slowly start resisting the current and redirect your boat. These are the two options you have in front of you. What would you do? This is a question of courage. And ladies and gentlemen, greetings to all the lovely people present here. I am Fayha Fathin PP of Grayton, and I'm so glad to be here and to share a story that's very close to my heart. You know, when it came to ideas, I was a bubble of them. Big, small, or completely random ones. I used to be that kid who went through 100 phases in her childhood. Cooking, drawing, writing, editing videos, and even speaking on stages. I put my leg into everything. It's not like I knew what I wanted to do or exactly how I was going to do it. I just knew I love chasing new ideas. I just knew that I love to answer questions and go behind whatever my heart told me to. But that didn't exactly happen when my school introduced a big opportunity to do research as part of the Peace Little Scholar program. My mind went blank. But I had one thing in mind. I wanted to do something that was real, something that I can look back and realize I am proud of myself for having to do that topic. Well, my journey began. To choose a topic that I will be proud of, something that's real, something that will actually help people. And so, something happened, and it totally changed everything for me. While I was sitting in my class on a random Tuesday, conversing with a quiet girl in my class, she expressed her deep hatred about everything about her, from her looks, her confidence, and her self-esteem, and how envious she is about me. And that's when I realized, maybe, just maybe, she wasn't alone in this, and I wanted answers. What is making teenagers feel this way? What? Who? Why? These questions should not be left answered. Is it family, social media? These questions should not be left unanswered, and I wanted answers. And I decided this is what I was going to do, and I went in for it. And well, like any good story, I faced the resistance and the pushback. While I shared this idea with the people around me, I started hearing voices. Not from inside my head, but from everywhere around me. This is how it all began. But how it went is where the real story begins. This is not just about a research paper or an opportunity that I got and I used. It's more about holding on to your idea when the entire world says, let go. Because ladies and gentlemen, the world is full of currents. Some carry us forward and some pull us under. But the greatest strength lies in learning to row backwards against the flow to hold on to who you truly are. Yes, that's how it all began. And I went in for it. Menders after Menders, comments after comments, when everybody was getting assigned with Menders and they were going with their journey, I stood there and everybody had different opinions. Some told me my topic was too broad for me to do as this young teen. Some told me to narrow it down. Others told me this is a sensitive topic, Fayha. You have to change it. When they told me to change it altogether, I felt like I was getting pushed and pulled in every direction. And I started to wonder if it's wrong to believe in my idea so strongly. And that's when I realized this isn't just about research anymore. It's more about how we choose to live our lives. Because each idea we have, no matter how small or how personal, no matter how young or how old, no matter if it came when you were sitting in the back seat of your car or in between an important meeting, is a part of who we are. And the world will always have something to say about it. There will be currents trying to pull us away from what we believe in. But my job, our job, is to keep rowing backwards until we know this is where I want to go. If I had let myself be carried away by what everyone else thought, I would have lost more than just a topic. I would have lost the part of me that said, this is what you believe in, and this is what you stand up for. And when you give up a topic like that, you're not just changing your topic. You're changing the way you see yourself. You start shrinking your dreams to fit into what other people expect. You know, it's easy to go with the flow. It's easy to, impress people and always be the person who just listens to everyone. You know what's hard? But do you know what's hard? It's hard to have your own opinions. It's hard to stay on to your belief. It's hard to tell them, I know my way. But it does not mean that you should not listen to advice or seek feedback. That is not what I'm trying to say here. Of course, we need feedback. We need guidance, and that's what guides us every single day as human beings. Learning and seeking advice from each other irrespective of their age. But there is a difference between letting go of your voice and listening to others. And learning to draw that line is everything. Let me tell it again. There is a difference between letting go of your own voice and listening to others. And you need to draw where to draw that line. After participating in many events like this, including district level, state level competitions, there's one more thing that I realized. That life isn't just about schoolwork. Life will feel like this constant competition, rat race between who's smarter, better, and who is way going ahead than anyone else. But you have to realize that no one else's race is your race, and no one else's definition of success should be your definition of success. Because when you see your life worth behind applauses, likes, trophies, and medals, you are just defining your worth against all of them. But the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that I am standing up for what I believe in, I am doing what I'm meant to be, I see it, and that's enough. And so, throughout my journey, I had taken up some steps along with me. These are not from any textbooks, self-help books, or just copied from ChatGPT, but I actually thought about it. How do we hold on to an idea? How do we execute it? And how do we actually reach places with beliefs and ideas from our own? And I came to end up with 6 lessons, and I thought maybe it could help you all too. So whether you want to start a business, do well in your academics, or you just want to stand out in your own way, you want to hold on to your idea, these are some things that I took along the way. First, we have to learn to own our idea. You have to own it like it's a part of you, no matter what it is. People will have comments and you have to own it. Protect it like it's a part of you. Number 2, know your why. Why do you want to choose this topic? Why do you want to go forward and do to just continue with this? Why do you want to do well in your academics? Why do you want to stand out? This why will guide you when everything feels blurry. This is the sailor of your boat. Number 3, my most favorite, expect resistance. Because when you expect resistance, it's much easier to face it. Because when I thought about my topic, it felt too good, right? You know, it's about psychology, it's about teenagers. But then I didn't expect that resistance that I got from others. Yes, there were people who supported me, but those resistance, I did not expect it at all, and it was hard for me to face it. So no matter what our idea is, if we know that we will get resistance and pushback, and that will push forward for us to keep moving forward, it will make our journey much easier. Number 4, protect your idea. Because no matter how much you go forward, you will stumble somewhere. Because when I was left often without anyone to guide me, I felt the same. When everybody was going forward with their research and I was just looking at the wall thinking, what am I going to do? And so I had to look into the others' works and I thought maybe I should have just changed my topic into what that person said so that at least I could have had a clear vision right now. So protect your idea. And my number 5 is to take small steps every day. Big dreams can feel too big in front of you. One line at a time, making that survey, sending it to over 170 participants, that was the small steps I took. No matter what your ideas, take small steps every single day. And my last and final thing is to hold on to your values. Your moral values. Am I doing this the right way? Is my mindset correct? Because wherever you reach, you should have to hold on to your values, just like when you started. Keep questioning yourself. Am I doing this right? I was done with my research paper. At the end, out of all the participants, I won the gold coin. I'm not saying this to brag, but that was a real achievement for me. Because when I wrote my research paper, when I submitted it to my head mentor, she made no correction. Because she told me my paper was too perfect and I couldn't believe in myself. Because for me, I did it without any help. And that was quite interesting to me because how could that happen? And when I won the gold coin, I was so proud that I won it, but you know what I was more proud of? I was proud that I held on to my idea. I was proud that I kept rowing against the flow. When everybody told me to change it, when I went often without mentors throughout my journey, I believed in my idea. And so whatever it is in your life, whether it's just you want to start a business, people will tell you anything. Whether you want to do well in academics, they will tell you you cannot do it because that's your idea. You are a unique person and your idea are unique to yourself. And so that feeling, that knowing that I held on to it, is a feeling that no award can replace. No gold coin can replace that feeling. And when you do that, when you go against the flow, when you are not pleasing people, but when you seek feedback, and when you keep going where you are meant to go, when you redirect your life to the pace that you wanted to go, you are not just surviving your life. You are not just living it like 24 hours and you don't even know what happened. You're surviving, you're glowing, you're growing, you're leading, and you're creating a path no one else can walk but you. Thank you.